As I told you, this story, How the Camel Got Its Hump, is an extract from Just So Stories by Rudyard Kipling. Now, let us move into the story. So, how the story starts? The author tells us about the time when man was just beginning to learn the art of domesticating animals. You know, we call a group of animals as domestic animals. Name the domestic animals: cow, goat, at times horse is also a domestic animal, then dog, cat, these are called as domestic animals. And how it came into practice? From before days it came into practice. So this story was written in the period when man learned when man learned the art of domesticating animals. Prepare your mindset to listen the story. This story was written during the period when man learned the art of domesticating animals. There was an animal called camel. When man started learning the art of domesticating animals, he brought all the animals and he started to domesticate them. But only few animals obeyed to it and they become the domestic animals. So when this started, there was an animal called camel. And what is the usual habit of the animal? When you start reading the story, you could observe this. Okay, there will be a camel which will be there in the middle of the desert and it will always say hump, hump, hump. Here, just listen to the picture, children. The camel is not having a hump over here. A camel without a hump, how it looks like? It is plain over there or not? So the camel without the hump looks plain over here. In those days, you have to imagine the camel were without humps. The author is creating a story out of his imagination. How the camel were without their humps. Now when we get into the story, I am not going to narrate you the story as I told you. What I am going to do? I am just going to highlight the elements, important elements of the story. How the camel got his hump. The story unfolds into two parts. That is, you have the story in two parts. And at the beginning of each part, you will have some points. That points will give you the gist of the part. Now let us read that gist point along. The world had just begun and the animals were working for humans. When the world was created by God, the animals started to work for humans. But there was one lazy animal. Okay, what is that animal? It is a camel. Have you seen a camel running fast, children? Have you seen a camel being very swift in movement? Even in some of the circuses, you would have seen camel. How they will come? They will come with a slow walk, just like dancing. You would have never seen a camel running. Camel will never run, children. Is it clear? Camel will never run. They will have a slow walk because they have long legs. They are not able to walk fast. Whereas a dog can run, a goat can run. But a camel can't do that. That is why it is named as lazy animal. Even the clever jinn was at his wit's end. So when you start reading the story, you could see there will be a camel and who will not work. And the story moves like this, like there will be a magical character, jinn. What is a magical character? Jinn. You could see the second part also over here. The jinn remonstrated with the camel who said hump. I am just reading the gist of the next part. The camel's beautiful back suddenly grew a lump, which was the camel's hump. So when you read part 1, you will come to know the camel was there without the hump, and in part 2 you will come to know how the camel got its hump. The story will be very interesting, children. There will be 3 more animals. There will be a horse, there will be a dog, and there will be this ox. Okay, there will be a ox, horse and dog. When man started domesticating them, all these three animals started to work. The dog started to work, the ox started to work, the horse started to work. But this lazy creature alone, it will never work. It will sit in a place, and what is the word it will utter? It will always utter a word called hump, hump, hump. And finally, it will get a huge lump on its back. And what is that lump called as? Hump. What is a huge lump on his back called as? It is hump. You have to read the story on your own and you have to understand. Beautiful story written by Rudyard Kipling. So here you can, just I am touching you the few elements of the story. The horse, the dog and the ox visited the camel and they asked him to work. But the camel said he is not ready to work. So what these three animals did? These three animals decided to hold a panchayat. They informed it to their owner. Who is their owner? Man is their owner. They informed it to him and they held a panchayat. You know what is called panchayat? They are calling this camel to a panchayat to give him a judgment. And they also complained this to jinn. The pronunciation of this word is jinn. What is the pronunciation of the word? It is jinn. Have you seen this magical character, Genie? He is called as jinn. So, this magical creation, this magical creature you would have seen in some of the magical movies like Aladdin's lamp. You would have seen this character, Genie. He is called as Genie. He comes by rolling with a clock of dusk, he comes with a rolling thing. He is like a snow rolling over there. He comes like a wind rolling over there. And he will do some magical things and he will move away. Have you seen this magical character in magical movies? The same is happening with the magical character of the story also. So this story has a magical realism. Now, when the animals, that is the dog, the ox, took the matter to the genie, he just decided to observe the camel. What did he do? He decided to observe the camel. And he promised to look into the matter and teach the camel a lesson. Look at the point over here. Jinn promised to look into the matter and teach the camel a lesson. First, they took this matter to human. But human could not give them solution. Now they have taken the matter to jinn. Jinn promised to look into the matter and teach the camel a lesson. What lesson is he going to teach now? The jinn is going to teach him what lesson? You could see the lesson which the jinn taught the camel is, he gave him a hump. The lazy animal always asked others to hump, got a lump on his back, and that lump is called as hump. So this is the lesson which he taught to the laziest animal. And which is the laziest animal of the story? Camel. Have you got the essence of the story now, children? So this hump in the camel's back is a punishment for him for not working. And now every day when the camel walks, he has to travel with the hump on his back. Now every day when the camel walks, he has to travel with the hump on his back. And that hump is like a burden for him. Be very clear. That hump is like a burden for him. So he has taken that out of punishment. And have you been to desert, children? Is it very easy to walk in desert sand? It is not at all the easiest job to walk in desert sand, where every step which you tread forward, you have to put some effort. Each step which you tread forward, which you move forward, you have to put some effort over there. It is not like walking in plains. Desert, it will be completely muddy. It will completely covered with sand. So this animal with long legs and with a hump on his back, it is just striving for its life in a desert. And how he got this hump? Because of being lazy. So you can just look at, you can turn the pages. I have not narrated you the story. I am just highlighting the important elements of the story. There is a part in your textbook, in your supplementary book, to the last page. Think over. Look at the first line. All work is dignified. There is no such thing as menial work. You have to be very clear. The work which you are going to do will give you dignity. If I am being a teacher, that is my dignity. If someone is going to be my superior, like principal, that is their dignity. If there is going to be the other sort of workers, the attendants whom we have in school, they have their own dignity. Like the security of the school, he has his own dignity in his profession. There is no such work as menial work, children. So try to respect the people equally. Don't say like, this is the dignified job, this is the dignified work. Each work is dignified. And come to the next line. He who struggles is better than he who never attempts. This is the real message conveyed through the story. He who struggles is better than he who never attempts. There are some people who will never attempt to do anything. But there are some people who will struggle a lot. So it is better to take struggles than being without attempts. Try to attempt a thing. Try. Keep on trying. If you are going to meet with failure, one day finally you will reach success. Have good number of attempts in your life. Work hard. Struggle a lot. Struggle a lot. Pass through the hurdles in your life. Take some attempts. This is the time of lockdown, being in home. Read things. Get to know things. Don't always be a struggle to your parents. Don't always be a hurdle to your parents. Take attempts. Help your parents. Read your lessons on your own. It is better to do something, children, than nothing. There is a famous quote which goes like this. It is better to do something than nothing. That is what it is being explained here. He who struggles is better than he who never attempts. There are some people who will never take an attempt. Don't be like that. This is the message conveyed through the story. And come to this, all work and no play. Is it a good idea? And a person, William Faulkner, he is a postmodern writer. He is giving a thing over here. Yes, there are people who always enjoy to work, who always think work as an enjoyment, who always do work with passion. Give a question mark to yourself whether you are doing your work with passion. Do you have interest to do the work, or you are unhappy? Have a question mark to yourself. Do your work with passion. Do your work with interest. Don't do it for teacher's sake. Don't do it for your parents' sake. Do it for your sake, for your enjoyment. Then you can feel like you have achieved something in your life. Is it clear? Don't always expect your parent to tell that go through today's lesson. Don't do that. You are in your 8th standard. Self-motivation should be there. Self-motivation. You should motivate yourself. I will end this class with the message, he who struggles is better than who never attempts. This is the message conveyed through the story, how the camel got his hump. What is the message conveyed through the story? He who struggles is better than he who never attempts anything. This is the message we got through the animal camel. Read the story. Keep reading the story. It is an interesting story. I will meet you in the Zoom online session. Read the story and get yourself enhanced. Thank you, children. Meet you in the next online session. Hope so you will read